Welcome! You're watching the thrift store rundown, but we bring Hollywood home on a budget. Call me the Serial Crusher, for throughout my years I have fancied many celebrities. However, this week I wanted to narrow it down to 5 essential celebrity crushes. Well, for me, 3 essential, 2 optional, but highly recommended, as we gather to celebrate the lovely legends of the fall. By the end of this week, I guarantee you will be falling for these pop culture evidences, or your money back. Okay, not really your money back, my money back, although none of these items can be refunded. If Hawaii is the lovers' capital of America, then Paris, France must be the lovers' capital of the world. But none of us should ever leave out Italy, especially Rome, the hometown of Food Network's Giada De Laurentiis, the Emmy Award-winning cable and streaming queen of Italian cooking. Her sexiness is threefold. 1, she's a world-class chef. 2, she has a fairly down-to-earth personality when she gets behind the stove and in front of the camera. And 3, well, just look at her. And they say love is blind. All the more reason why this cookbook is such a sight for sore eyes and for sore palates, deprived of flavorful flights of fanciful finesse. So pack your passports and your forks and maybe take a couple of lessons of Rosetta Stone for good measure, as I'm taking you to Giada's Italy with her recipes for La Dolce Vita.
I'm in Rome shooting my next cookbook, so I want to show you my Italy. So let's go. Andiamo. E poi facciamo un pezzo di... Here's to our first day! One-handed twirl.
This Clarkson Potter publication was picked up from Red, White, and Blue thrift store for 50% off $4.99. Nowadays, with a high-ticket cookbook like this, you would see a $7.99 price tag on this. Oh, RWB, when they really meant the discounts, those were the days. As eye-catching as this discount was, so too are the recipes in here. And they're divided into the usual suspects: starters, lunch, in-betweens, weeknights, La Dolce Vita, sides, and sweets. So, appetizers, light lunches, snacks in between meals, easy main courses, weekend projects in La Dolce Vita, sides, and oh yeah, there will be desserts. And I'll tell you one thing, Giada is the dessert all in herself. Which is to say that she and this cookbook can be as sweet as can be if you let them be. And I got a couple of reasons just by Giada alone that this cookbook is pretty darn sweet to look at if nothing else. This is one. And accompany that photo we have here, a Ferro Gratin Pizzette recipe, which you can serve with Campari and soda. And 2, well, it's just a portrait of Giada, just indulging her best indulgences. In TSR speak, it would be living her best life, although that's horribly overused. But I'm willing to cut some slack just for this. Now, let's get to the food. As scrumptious as Giada is, we all know that the recipes, the main events right here, specifically in La Dolce Vita, are why we paid $2.44 for this. In Italy, like most places, everyone looks forward to the weekend. That's when the big wheels come out. And we all time to impress one another with food that's a little more special than what we might serve on a hurried weeknight. La Dolce Vita. Again, there are easy weekday recipes in here, but when it comes to living La Dolce Vita, especially if it says so on the cover here, we gotta hit hard. I mean Freddie Freeman hard. I'm not a Dodgers guy, but man, does he know how to create some Hollywood endings in baseball. That walk-off grand slam in Game 1 of the World Series extra innings? Bellissimo. But this is even more bellissima. So let's get to it. We have here sauté di riso. In layman's terms, it's really a rice and meatball bun cake with marinara. And that'll serve, a crowd, 8 to 10. For every recipe in here, especially the main ones, you get some side dish and beverage recommendations. We also have here spicy lamb bolognese. That will serve 8 to 12, making approximately 6 cups. Many recipes take a couple of pages to nail, and some 4, the more involved ones anyway. Penne with Parmigiano Reggiano Pomodoro. This Pomodoro will pack a punch for 6 people. Did you see that Barilla commercial online? Yeah, that's the inspiration for that little gif. Here we have spaghetti with Chianti and fava beans. That'll serve 6. Penne with pork ragoon, serving 8. Ziti stufati. It's basically a baked ziti with benefits. Meatball benefits. Added insurance if folks want a little more heft with their baked ziti. A little more substance, if you will. Here we have a creamy lobster linguine. We have here mushroom and asparagus farotto. Barolo braised short ribs. And throughout the book, you'll hit up some hot spots throughout Italy with Giada to see some of her favorite places to collect, dine, and shop. In this case, collecting old silverware, serving pieces, and copper pots. Along with personal family anecdotes of the joys of living in Italy. Back to the recipes. Lamb ossobuco, which serves 4. Italian springtime lamb, a real spectacle of a showpiece right here, serving 8 to 10. Next up, marinated bistecca Florentina. This marinated bistecca Fiorentina, I should say, is a big, thick steak with supreme benefits. A tricolore stuffed pork, real saltimbocca Milanese style, crispy, gooey, and decadent, feeding 2 people for a romantic dinner. To be Giada's muse right now, I tell ya. And I never really fancied her in my childhood. I just enjoyed watching the show. Everyday Italian first and foremost, which is why I see as an optional but highly recommended celebrity crush. Grilled chicken in voltini, hazelnut chicken, and now we come to the seafood recipes. Grilled scallops with prosciutto and basil, Italian barbecued shrimp, slow roasted salmon, and finally, a whole roasted fish. In this case, a whole red snapper, about 1.5 pounds, cleaned, gutted, and fins removed, or any other mild white fish. Now, you might object to me saying that Giada De Laurentiis is the cable queen of Italian cooking. You might even debate with me that Lydia Bastianich is the ultimate. Well, yes, she is. On PBS, there's a difference between cable and public television, and don't get me wrong, I like them both. In fact, why not add Mariana Esposito of PBS's Ciao Italian to the mix and make it a trifecta of adorable expertise? But what really matters is the amount of trust you put in any of their recipes. If any of Giada's recipes are too complicated for you, and granted the La Dolce Vita can be a little bit of a project, but still none of them are that hard. If any of them are to you, then by all means, break up with her brilliance and rely on the other 2 that I mentioned. But for me, Giada is one of my childhood icons. Breaking up is hard. And with this being awarded 4.5 out of 5 claps, I assure you, this can be the beginning of another bellissima cookbook companionship. That's Giada's Italy, my recipes for La Dolce Vita. Here's what's on tap for Tuesday. And making her way to the ring, gingerly I might add, WWE Hall of Famer, Nikki Bella! Come on out, the love of my life. And when I say gingerly, I mean it. Or else that. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.